our hometown, Westfield, New Jersey, to go high in the Ossel Alps, which is straddling just between Austria and Italy. Southwest of Innsbruck, the Ossel Alps is where we found one of the oldest mummified humans on planet Earth. I am reporter Jeff Holmes from WHOENS TV. I am here in the Ossel Alps in Italy to interview Ötzi, who is a 5,300-year-old man from the Neolithic period. He was found frozen in a glacier in the Ossel Alps. Amazingly, the doctors examined him, and I am able to interview him today. And let me just give you some background on the Neolithic period. The real jobs were, you could be a farmer, a herder, or a hunter. And they used stone tools to make things like crafts, pottery, and weaving. I would now like to introduce to you Ötzi. Welcome, Ötzi. Come on in. It's a pleasure to be here, Jeff. Oh, let me describe my dress for a second. This, on my head, is the bearskin cap that I have. And this is almost like a scarf, but a little bit more Neolithic. And I have my sheep wool jacket, very warm, my gloves, which are open-fingered, and my nice moccasins, nice and warm, fur, and ready. So, this is my dress. And it's a pleasure to be here, Jeff. It's sure an honor to be in your presence, Ötzi. I never knew I'd be so popular. Really? Because when we found you, you possessed a copper axe, which we in the 21st century thought was a sign of wealth. No, I'm not in the upper class. I'm actually in the lower class. I'm really just a lonely herdsman. And I bartered for that from a guy from Asia. What about the bearskin cap you have? I bartered it from the same guy. We don't have bears this high in the Alps. Really? Did he come regularly to Italy? I mean, like, Asia's a long way from Italy. Yeah, I know, but unfortunately not. He didn't come. He never really came back because he didn't barter a lot of his items. So he just left and never really came back. So I'm guessing you traded for most of your goods. Actually, yes. I got most of my raw materials just as they were because I hunted for them and got them. And stuff like the axe I traded for, and the cap, and stuff like thread and flint. That's what I really got. And I also traded some pelts and meat for grains, wheat, and moccasins and beads. This conversation's fun and all, but we need to focus on some core information. By the way, how old are you? When were you born? I am 45 and born about 5,300 years ago, until I was awakened in 91. Interesting. Well, what is your real name? Some call me Fritz, some call me Iceman, some call me Utz, because I love the pretzels. Some call me Ötzi. But as for my real name, I'm not telling. Secretive, aren't we? Let's try another question. What are your jobs and hobbies? Well, I like to take long walks in the mountains. And I'm a shepherd. Really? I like long walks too. Maybe sometime you could show me some of your favorite spots that you used to walk to. But in the meantime, what are your favorite foods? I love deer meat, goat meat, red fruit, and my last meal before I was frozen was some ibex, which in your culture is wild goat, and some cereal grains, which are not like the Cheerios or Frosted Flakes that you have today. It's harder. It's like eating granola, but not as tasty. Sorry about the meat stuff. I'm a vegetarian. I guess that the cereals use grains, much like the ones that we have today, like wheat, oat, and barley. A couple more things. How tall are you? I'm 5'2", not too skinny, not too fat, and I'm about 110 pounds. Well, you look physically strong to me. How do you feel physically? Ooh, let me think about this. My stomach hurts. I have to go to the bathroom a lot. The doctors tell me I have whipworm in my colon. I have fleas on my deer felt and stuff. And also the smoky fires really messed up my lungs. My shoulder is in pain from being hit with an arrow. And I also have a fractured pelvis, this really big gash in my hand. And probably the only good news was from the dentist, which was I didn't have any cavities. But I was wearing down my teeth because of the non-finely milled grains that I eat. Other than that, I feel exactly fine. Well, I guess I was wrong. You didn't lead a life of leisure. Did you wage war back then? We did, but my wounds don't have anything to do with that. What kind of tools do you have? Well, my tools were my axe, my bow and arrows, my flint dagger, which I do not have with me, and some tools to make fire, plus some thread, which I have right here. And that's basically my tools. Also, I had this backpack type of thing. And but tools really varied from person to person depending on their occupation. Like, a hunter would have a bow and arrow, a flint dagger, a slingshot, maybe if they were lucky, and some tools to make fire. And those were basically the hunters. And then the cooks would have basket weaving and pottery. Those were the cooks. But that's basically it. One last question. The earth-shattering question that everybody wants to know. How did you freeze? The doctors have many theories on how I froze. One theory is that I was caught in a heavy snowfall. And I was tired and fell asleep in the snow and was eventually covered in snow, and the snow turned to ice. And then the second theory is that I was in a fight or I fell, and what happened was the fall, I hurt myself and was covered in snow, and the snow turned to ice. Fight. I was basically fighting with a guy and lost and fell down. Snow turned to ice and I froze and was caught in the ice. And then a third theory was a hunter was out going hunting and he shot me with an arrow, which is why I have an arrowhead in my bag. And to hide what he had done, he covered me up in snow and made sure I wasn't able to be seen because word got out that he had killed a man. Wouldn't turn out too good. And a fourth idea is that a herdsman killed me because he wanted my flock of sheep and my wife. A fifth idea is that I was a robber and trying to rob someone's house, but unsuccessfully did it and was shot with an arrow and almost bled to death. A sixth theory is that someone got really greedy and wanted my axe and bow and arrows. So he went out and tried to kill me. And so he shot me with an arrow and I bled to death, but he could not find the place because all the items had been covered up with snow. And so was I. And a seventh theory is that I was thought to be dead and put in a burial platform higher up the mountain than where I had actually was thought that I died. And basically, those are the theories on how I died, and I really can't remember. Well, let's see. It's a pleasure to talk to you, but we're out of time. Goodbye, God bless, and stay warm. Report that Ötzi was not able to adapt to modern life and moved up into the Alps where he was always meant to be. Unfortunately, an avalanche came down and swept him away. We have not found the body, but we hope to, and soon. Goodbye. This is Jeffrey Howens from WHOENS TV. Goodbye, God bless, and stay warm.